What's up, everybody? The Comics Noob here. You can call me the Comics Noob, or Chris, or Ronan, or whatever you want to call me. And this is the Comics Noob podcast, episode number 7. And with me, as always, is my main man, Alec, AJ Dubs, AJW, your shepherd, cult of personality, whatever. He's got more
Man
names.
of many names.
He's got more names than I do. But that's it. What's up, man? How was your week, man?
It was all right until the weekend. I had a crazy time at work.
Worked your ass off, right?
I just ate an awesome egg sandwich, though, so it's okay.
Oh, well, you know what? That makes everything better. Guys, today, if you don't know what the show is, first of all, if you don't know what the show is, it's just me and my boy Alec, and guests, hopefully, sooner or later. Have some guests. Right. We talk about, I guess, not necessarily some of our favorite comics, but we talk about comics. I am the comics noob because I'm getting back into comics after a long time, starting with first editions, specifically starting with DC Rebirth. Got into that, been reading all from number 1 issues of that, and starting with number 1 issues of either brand new stuff or stuff that's relatively new. We've kind of gotten to this little thing where it's like, we're not going to do stuff from, in the normal show sense, we're not going to do stuff from like maybe 5-10 years ago, but we will talk about stuff that's maybe like less than a year old within the last 6 months or so. Things like the Punisher or Vision or Daredevil, stuff like that. Stuff that's kind of just been out since the very beginning or very end of 2015 or beginning of 2016. Anyway, that's it. Long way of explaining all that. Sorry. Anyway, what we're going to talk about today. Let's see, Alec. We're going to talk the Flash Rebirth, the Flash number 2. We're going to talk...
Which was fucking awesome.
Yep. We're going to talk Wacky Raceland number 2. And
also awesome.
Yep. And we're going to talk about Justice League Rebirth issue. So I guess issue
awesome.
0. I guess that's whatever it'd be called. Issue 0. And maybe a couple other things at the end. And we also do a section called You Should Read, where we tell each other what we think you as the listener / reader should read. Based on what we're reading and what each other should read. We talk to each other about that. Okay, so having said that, was literally the worst I think I've ever fucking intro I've ever done. But anyway, let's just jump into the Flash right now. What do you say?
Yeah.
All right. So we got the Flash. I don't know. So Flash number 2, dude,
Can I say right off the bat that I went a little extra nerdy while I was reading this one?
Go on, tell me.
It was just so cool that I was making all of these sound effects out loud.
So you were doing
as I'm reading it,
there, you were just making
all of the rumbles and the lightning strikes and all that shit. I was literally doing all these sound effects out loud. I don't know why, but I've never done that before. But this was just really fucking awesome.
No, yeah, okay.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so obviously there's going to be spoilers. We talk spoilers. So this was such a... I don't know, man. These issues of this particular comic are just dope, man. I'm really enjoying the story. Aren't you?
Yeah, I like how it's I don't know, for some reason it feels like it started off as kind of like the first issue felt a lot like the show, and I was a little bit I don't know if I like this, but
okay,
now it's
where it's gonna go, right?
Yeah, now it's kind of I feel like separating itself a lot from that and going into this whole other story that I wasn't expecting, and it's really cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is only the second issue. I almost said episode, and it's they've surprised me every time. After every issue, almost said episode again, it's been something where it's and I gotta say, I don't think it's that easy to do that. I mean, unless you have whoever's writing this, I don't know how easy it is to write for the Flash or this particular series right now, but it's just awesome, dude. It's just amazing, and it's the story wise is just really cool. So if you don't, all right, so this is what happened in this issue. We got a couple things going on. We have Flash training August, okay, and August, it was the cop, his cop friend, who got electrocuted in the last issue, almost that episode, and we thought that was a freak thing, okay, and we come to find out kind of why he got electrocuted. So we'll talk about that at the end because that happens.
Right on. Yeah, you caught right on immediately to the fact that Flash was Barry in this training process.
Yeah, he knew. But does
he
that mean he
found
knew
out real
before?
That I don't know. I feel like he only knew now by like listening to him talk to him like during this whole training thing, like listening to him yell like August and the way he talks and stuff like that. Like if I was the Flash and you didn't know and you heard me talk to you as the Flash, you would find me out. You know what I mean?
Way to go, Barry. Way to not hide your voice.
I know, right?
Fucking,
you need to take a tip from Batman. That's
exactly. Where's your Batman slash Flash?
Imagine Flash starts
voice.
doing the growl.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing. Okay, so one really cool thing in the training sequence, and there's a training sequence, dude. So you gotta imagine a training. I imagined a training song in my head, like from like Teen Wolf or something, like "Win in the End" or "Flight of Eagles." I don't know. Is that a song? I don't know. Just imagine an inspirational training song or some hard rock called "Flight of Eagles." Some like big hair band rock,
Yeah, like 80s Sylvester Stallone montage.
Yeah, exactly. It was fucking exactly.
Like, have you seen Over the Top?
Fuck yeah, of course I've seen Over the Top, man.
The song that's playing when he's like working out and him and his son.
I don't remember. I have to look that up. But yeah, dude.
God.
So really cool. He's like, you could do this, and you could do this, and you can phase through walls. He's like, I'm not about to phase through a wall. I'll probably get stuck, and I love how he's running and he trips and he rolls and he's like, shit. And it's like, oh, your body's the Speed Force is healing you. It's all good. Like, he just has like an answer for everything, which is cool because the Speed Force is dope, apparently. It's like, shit.
And you also find out that like when they're close to each other, their energy feeds off each other.
Right.
Like,
so that's okay. So then right after we have a little interlude, right after that training sequence, we see the new Wally West. Or is he considered the new Wally West?
I don't know, honestly.
Well, he's new to me, and he's new here. He's this universe's Wally West. All right, the kid. So great, we saw that. So he's getting, I guess, used to his powers, and then we see, what the hell is her name? I don't even remember this girl's name. What's her name? West. The kid's aunt. Iris. God, why I want to say Lydia. I'm trying to look for the name as I'm scrolling through. So we see Lydia. I mean, Iris. Okay. So she's got some,
Who the fuck is Lydia?
I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. The girl from Beetlejuice. Winona Ryder. I'm watching Strange Things, so that's why I think I went on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That shit's awesome.
Well, we'll talk about that at the end. Okay, so, I don't know. So, so really cool stuff. You have, they go and do some cop stuff. Like, dude, I'm going to tell you this. I think that the Flash comics packed a hell of a lot into how many pages is this?
Yeah, but it makes it work. And
oh my god, that's what I'm saying though.
This issue is definitely a little bit longer, I think, than most of them. It feels thicker.
Maybe I got it.
But there's also in the physical copy. There's this whole like little middle insert thing that's like 6 pages long.
Oh Jesus. Okay, so that might be yours. I don't think it's any longer than a regular comic, but. Dude, I'm just like they pack a lot and it's really good. So then Iris gets kidnapped and the Flash
by guys that looked like fucking Iron Man.
They look like Iron Man, yeah. They totally
just like Iron
Man. Legit look like
fucking
Iron Man, like the older Iron Man,
Yeah, like the early suits.
The bitch sprays him with pepper spray in his face mask. Like what? Come on,
in his Iron Man face.
In his Iron Man face mask, I'm going to... Oh, I have notes. What am I... I'm just talking off the cuff. I have notes. Okay, it says... Yeah, okay, so like I'm saying, like I just feel like these are complete stories and they're moving at a really good pace. Like, I don't know how many issues are going to be in this run. Like, did they say how many issues are going to be are they going to be 52 or are they going to be 67?
I mean, I would imagine... I don't know, but I would imagine that all of these Rebirth series are all going to last like the same amount of issues.
Which is how many? You kind of broke up there.
Like they're probably all going to stop around the same time because it seems to all be one storyline, right? I mean,
yeah,
everything kind of mending into one.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, so either way, it just feels like the story's moving at a good pace. At least this one, The Flash, moving at a good clip. So yeah, the art just looks. I'm such a fan of this art, man, and. Like I was in the fact that it's hand drawn, the way the line art, and then the mix of line art and computer graphics, like the effects and stuff done on the computer, the lighting, the lights, everything that glows. Like, dude, when he shoots him with that gun and he saps his power, it just blasts him.
Awesome.
Like it's a wave of energy. And, dude, the gun looks like it's from Borderlands 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? It just looks fucking so cool.
Look at the beam that hits him. Like
that's what I'm saying, man.
Awesome.
And the crackling of it. It just... And there just is always...
His lightning, it beads off of him like fire almost. Like,
yeah, I love that, man.
Crazy, dude.
And then when August comes running in, like he looks like the steampunk version of the Flash. Really cool. Really cool, man.
I don't know where the hell he got that from, but he's over here punching the shit out of things.
And the best part is he does this stupid arm thing. Like, that's like the best move he has. I love that, dude. I loved it. I thought it was great. His stupid arm thing, you know what I mean?
But it worked. I mean, it exploded the fucking Iron Man guy away, you know?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It definitely worked. So yeah. So I thought it was really, really cool. I don't know, man. I'm really enjoying this story. So, like you said earlier, the Speed Force heals him. Heals Barry. He's like, oh shit, it's healing me. I'm charged up again. So he's learning about the Speed Force. Like, okay, so he's been the Flash for a while, right? He thinks in his mind that he's the one that created the Speed Force, right? That's what he said previously.
Well, he said,
or he learned how to.
He said not necessarily he created it, but that it started with him.
Right, the access to it.
Yeah, like it started with him being struck, but not like, like he himself didn't like manifest it or anything like that. It just like happened to him. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so we're getting a lot of this Speed Force thing, okay? And it's not the first time, obviously, but like it's the first time I'm like it's actual character almost. You know what I'm saying? They're personifying the Speed Force, and it's very quickly becoming an entity that the Flash doesn't feel like.
Yeah, he speaks of it almost like a god,
right? Like he can't control it, you know?
Yeah.
So, and we get that with the fact that another storm happens, and I just love when they're standing there talking, and it's like it's just crackling around them and shit.
Dude, the fucking lightning, like the all the pages with lightning on them are
it's just gorgeous, right?
It's fucking so awesome.
Even the rain, like okay, so dude, like
you should see what it looks like in
print,
in the print, because the page where he's like it's another Speed Force storm, the lightning is striking people in the street,
yeah,
and then you see like everyone getting struck,
yeah,
like that's a 2-page spread of just all lightning and blue lightning and shit.
Like, oh yeah, it looks so gorgeous. Cool, it just looks. They were just like this issue. We're gonna just go crazy with lightning.
Shit. We're gonna zap everything. But and then the last page, you see everyone running all fast around.
Yeah,
the city.
What the fuck? Okay, so and there you go. Again, it ends. It fucking ends with another, not only a cliffhanger, but a big fucking thing. And I'm just like, God, it's amazing. And they're fighting on a bridge, which I wasn't even aware of that. If you look, they're fighting on a bridge, which is crazy. Dude, just great, man. This is a great comic. This is really, I'm loving this comic. Like, I'm just really enjoying this. I'm really excited to see where this next one goes. You know, super fucking excited. When does All-Star Batman come out? Oh, August 10th. I'm just looking at that last page. Okay, so August dude, 10? August 10th, yeah, man. Right, the day after
No Man's Sky.
Ooh. That's right. So one last question I had is this August character. Is that his first or last name? I don't remember.
It's August something.
Right. Okay. Is he new? Does anybody know? If you guys could let us know if he's a new character to this, for this particular.
I feel like maybe New 52 because of the talk of him trying to find
about his brother and shit. Right.
So you probably saw that in the New 52.
All right.
Maybe prior to that, no, I don't know.
Okay. All right, well, either way. All right, so he's maybe relatively new or not that new, but now he's but that's great when they give powers to people that are not, didn't have them for a long time.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing someone learn how to use shit like that doesn't know how to use the powers.
I want to make another thing about the art. It's easy for me because I have it digital. And in case you guys didn't realize, I'm digital, mostly all digital. I'd say 99% digital with my comics, and Alec is the exact opposite. He's 99% physical copies. So we get the best of both worlds here, however you like to read your comics. And on the app that I use on Windows 10, I can scroll through every page and essentially animate it in a way, but I get to very quickly look at all the pages at once. And the artist, obviously it's not a huge, crazy thing to do this, but it's very symmetrical. It's dark, bold lines most of the time, especially in static situations. It's just straightforward boxes, maybe offset a little bit here and there, long panels, short panels, stuck in the middle, like really linear, really cool. And then when nothing's really happening is what I mean to say. But then when there's action going, that's when you get still kind of linear and symmetrical, but you get a little more crazy, which is kind of cool with the panels, and I just really enjoy it because it's something that I notice, you know what I mean? And it's just great how it's like, this page should have this action and this page should have this action, and by this page, I assume that's something like that goes on in the making of it. And it's really interesting to me considering I'm in the process of starting my own webcomic. So I'm very focused on paying attention to that shit. So, and it's interesting how different artists, their take is, in different comics that have action or no action, things like that. So I think that's all I got to say about this. It's just, but this is what I don't get. It says Lightning Strikes Part 2, Thunderstruck, and then it says Next Speed City. Like, it's just, wait, I thought you said that the next one is going to be this, and then, but I don't know. But, I don't know. Anything else? Anything else that we want to add in there?
No, I think that's about it.
It's dope as shit. That's my rating. I always give the ones I like. It's just dope as shit. That's what I like to say. So, this gets a rating of dope as shit. Fucking love it. I'm just staring at that shot where he gets hit again with that blast. So good, man. Why don't we just move on now to, let's see, where are we at now? Yeah, let's move on to Wacky Raceland number 2.
Yes. All
right, Wacky Raceland numero dos. Numero due, if you speak Italian.
Have you ever played Twisted Metal?
Yeah, of course. I only played like the first and like second one. I didn't
Well, the second one, that right there is Twisted Metal. Like the second one is like the Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal, right?
That's like the game right there. There's none better than that, and there was never one that even like held a candle to that. Like, I mean, the fourth one was okay because it was like a new concept, but the second one was it. But anyway, like this, rather than Mad Max, like reminds me of that. Like more like. I feel like if that could be put into a comic book, that's what it would be like.
Well, I think
it's like the post-apocalyptic car battling kind of shit. Like,
well, yeah,
because it's in Mad Max, but in Twisted Metal, there actually is a game like this where there's races and derbies and stuff like that. Like Mad Max, like there's stuff like that, but it's like this seems to be all there is left of humanity. Is these races, which
well,
is
and the mutants, and there's also fucking mutants and. Fucking,
well, yeah, but that, that's just.
You mean legit humanity?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that yet, though. You see, that's the crazy part. We don't know that yet.
Yeah.
But I do agree with you in that it's a good mix of.
Because it's more crazy.
Metal.
I feel like it's a little bit more crazy and out there than Mad Max. Like the vehicles themselves, the drivers, like their costumes and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I have a bunch of things that I wrote down about this. I will start off by saying I like the flashback. I like that we got a flashback for this one. Like we got a character bio / flashback, and not the extra little comic that we got in the first issue. And I like how it breaks it up and it goes and it gives some, especially for Dick Dastardly. Like I think he's one of the coolest characters with his dog. And I don't know. I just like what they did. I will say though, it's really crazy comic overall, and I am liking it, but I'm not. I don't feel like I have any real investment in these characters because there's so many of them. Now, having said that, before we get into that, I just want to say I absolutely love these 2-page spread of where they are in the race. Where they're showing everyone and all the cars And I think the art is
they
great.
seem to do that every time.
Well, I think that they're, for the most part, they will when they're in the middle of a race, because it's showing who's in what place.
And in this one, they're ripping up mutants too, so it's even better.
Oh yeah, and they're getting attacked by nanites and stuff. And I just think that it's a really cool way to pull the reader into what's going on in the world right away, or whatever at that point in the story. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, they're in the middle of a race, and all this shit goes down in the middle of the race. So yeah, very cool. So Dick Dastardly's storyline, again, spoilers, guys. It goes to show that he was a real piece of shit. Like, he just legit left his fucking wife and kid out there with not even thinking twice about it.
And watch them fucking die.
And watch them fucking get decimated by those things. Like, what the... Like, how do you even fucking... You know what I mean? And then meanwhile, everyone else, you know, is fighting these fucking nanites. First they're fighting mutants, then they're fighting nanites, and everyone's getting killed. It's just really cool, man.
Yeah, like these nanites just frying shit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, like I said earlier, though, I don't really know who is who at this point. I really don't have any, like...
I'm kind of getting the idea,
yeah,
only because I remember certain things, like the Red Baron guy's like a Nazi, and he's always talking shit, you know?
Right,
like,
yeah, you know,
Dick
it's
Dastardly is like the Brad Pitt of the group, and fucking... you know, that there's like that one that's like the 8 little twins or the 6 twins or something, or however many there are.
Right, and one of them gets their fucking face fucking ripped ripped apart in this one.
The girl in the pink car that I'm pretty sure she wants to bang fucking Dick Dastardly, but she's like, you know, standoffish about it.
Yeah, she's got those blades.
And in this one we see a little bit more of like the Professor patent pending guy with the converter car, with
right?
Helicopter shit.
Oh, he was like, yeah, he just took the fuck off, right? Yeah, I mean, I like the art in this one too. It's this art reminds me of like
very chaotic.
It's very chaotic, but I also it reminds me a lot of just like it's like cover art. It's like the whole issue is cover art.
Yeah.
With the coloring and stuff, and obviously it's definitely
it does a really good job. It does a really good job of making you feel like it's a place that's not the Earth that like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's a different place. It's all dark and like concept art. Kind of like, you know what I mean? There's no real
very concept arty. Yeah, maybe that's what I'm looking for. The word, very concept arty, which is really really cool. I don't know. I'm just looking at my notes, and I wrote. So I'm curious to see what they're gonna do, if they're gonna keep doing that. And what I mean by that is, are they gonna keep showing us in the middle of races and then intersperse everyone's story?
I mean, last time they showed, I keep forgetting her fucking name, but it's the one that's in pink with the pink car, the girl. They showed her backstory a little bit, like with the blood and stuff like that in her car and everything. So
I guess, we're probably going to get kind of like a bunch of characters in the middle, like in the actual issue, and then we'll get some side stories like we did with the bear and the other dude. The drunk guy and the bear guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I want to know about these 6 little midget guys. Those guys look cool. I don't know what's happening with those guys. You know what I'm saying?
One of them gets burnt up. He gets his face.
Oh yeah. And hey, has anyone died yet? That's what I wanted to know.
No.
I don't think anyone died yet, right? None of the racers? I assume they're going to start killing off racers sooner or later.
Oh yeah. Yeah, without a doubt. There's definitely too many characters, like.
I mean, obviously it's got to go that way because we have to feel a culling. There obviously has to be a culling because they can't all just keep racing and not dying. And everyone just shows up at the end of the race and, yay, look, we all made it, but this guy won and we didn't and whatever. So there obviously has to be some type of culling that's going to happen.
I feel like maybe they'll have, enough issues to give you a little backstory on everyone, and then they'll start killing people off.
They'll start killing. That's what I think, too. Let's talk... Let's briefly talk about the actual story of this particular issue. I thought, obviously, we did talk about half of it, which was the flashback. But I really liked the idea of the fact that they had to hit the EMP, so they hit the EMP, and then it was that tight situation where it was like, shit, hit, Dick, don't be a dick and blow your damn EMP. We're all gonna get done. Blow it. And he's like, I'm not. All right, fine, I'll do it now. But I had to cross the finish line. Boom. Very cool. Like I liked it. I liked the suspense. I like the writing. I can imagine being the writer for this series is like so overwhelming. Like shit.
Yeah.
I mean, how many writers is it? Is it more than one? Let me scroll up and look. I mean, let's see. I mean, it's
a short cast, dude. It's fucking 3 people that do this shit.
Oh, it's just this one guy, Ken Pontac, Leonardo Marco, and Mariana Sanzone is the colorist. Yeah, so one dude. Yeah, so I can imagine it's probably just like daunting to be like, fuck, you know, like not only do I have to write a story about what's happening in the present, I have to worry about all the shit, everyone's backstory. But you know what? But that's obviously gonna be cool to do, you know. And I'm sure they have their favorites, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I really do. Like I said, I don't have any real investment in any of these characters yet. And you know what? And I think that's probably indicative of this particular type of comic, which is fine. And I think that by the time we hit like issue 10 or 15 even, depending on who dies and who stays, like then we're going to start feeling, you know, then we're going to start having our favorites. And I think that's going to be exciting. And I am definitely looking forward to that. Right? Wouldn't you say? Because that's going to make this a series unlike any other series where it's like...
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're going to reach a point when, like, you know, like in this one, they basically kind of had to work together. You know, is this going to be like now that they're stranded on this planet with all these fucking mutants and these tribes, is this going to be like a Walking Dead type of thing, you know, and they're like this last surviving crew and they're like with their cars and shit, but their cars are broken down. Now they have to survive. People are going to start dying. Like, is it going to be something like that, or is it just going to be like more constant racing? Like, I don't know, you know?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I definitely think it's going to be something that's going to be fun, and I'm looking forward to getting a favorite or 2 or 3, and then seeing what happens if they die or not. I'm like, oh no, you son of a bitch! I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you and I, when we get to that point, we should make bets like who we think are going to out of the whoever's left. You know, who's going to die the next issue. But that'll also have to take into account like where. I mean, obviously, we don't want to have a comic that we can predict every issue because that's stupid and boring.
Yeah, that's no fun.
But if we see that, okay, this is the type of thing where it's like, okay, we kind of get a couple patterns going. So, you know, you also, I mean, I guess as a writer, you also, yes, you want to keep people on their toes, but you don't want to keep it so out of, I don't want to say character, but out of the loop of the story, you know what I mean? Like every issue is like, what the fuck? Like it's going left, it's going right. It's got to go down a straight line for a short while before they can, you know, deviate to something crazy and then start another straight line. You know what I'm saying here? You can't just have every issue be like, I have literally no idea what's happening ever, and I have nothing invested in this. You know, because then that's how you feel. Like you just fucking care, you know. But I actually, to be honest with you, I feel better actually talking about it with you because now I actually feel more excited than I did previously when I was writing notes about the issue. So almost an episode. So what do you guys let us know what you think, please, guys. Leave some comments, leave some comments for us, leave some comment cleanser for us. Let us know what you think about it. Let us know what you think about this comic, if you agree with us or not, and who your favorites, if you have any so far. We're only in issue 2, so it's kind of hard. But I will say I like Dastardly. I liked him from the beginning. I like his car because it looks like the Batmobile.
I like that, but I like the dude's car that has the fucking propeller on it and shit.
The Doctor, he's pretty cool.
He's like
I don't know. That's the other problem too, is I don't know who's who and whose car is who. I'm not privy to that yet. I mean, I guess I could go back and look at the damn splash page, but yeah, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I still don't know who's who.
I do feel though that if this is something that's successful, this seems like it would be a good setup for a movie, maybe 2 movies.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really, really cool. You know, Penelope Pitstop. That's her name.
I think that'd be a good move for DC. I feel like that would be a good DC move against like Guardians of the Galaxy type of deal.
But you know what though, you gotta wonder though, because it is Hanna-Barbera, and you know they have a stake in this too. So putting out a movie like this when Hanna-Barbera is not known for something like this. Plus, I also heard that the new Flintstones comic is kind of a little darker too. You know, And
I didn't even know there was a new Flintstones.
yeah, apparently there's a new. I listened to the Midtown Comics podcast, and they talk about what's out and what they've read and stuff too. And they talked about, and I didn't realize that either. It was out, but they say it's a little darker and stuff, which could be interesting. I think it just started. It could be interesting to check out. I mean, I'd never considered reading that, but after reading this,
yeah. But what do you mean by dark? Like, what?
Not dark, but like grittier. Like okay, so like Fred and Barney they're war veterans, which was never ever a thing in the cartoon. I used to watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
And there was no wars involved. You know what I mean? Like, who did they fight? I mean, I'd have to read the comic to get a better sense or do some research. But you know what I mean? Like, so they say they're war veterans. So like they come home after that. And now they're home, and what was it? Was it a war against the animals that they enslave, or was it a war against dinosaurs or cavemen? But I do know that there are cavemen and Cro-Magnon men in the comic. So there's and then regular whoever the Flintstones are, I guess, are regular people at that point. That's what considered regular human is. So that seems interesting. It could be interesting. I don't know. Check it out. But I think that's all the time we have, folks. Thank you for showing up. No, I'm kidding. But I think that's pretty good right now, right? I think anything else for Wacky?
No, we can move it on.
Okay, so let's move on to Justice League Rebirth. Now, before we get into that, okay, I just want to point out that yes, Alec and I, we don't really talk shit about any of the comics. We mostly what did you text me earlier?
We're very easy to please.
Yeah, we're very easy to please.
Comics. If you give us some cool art and some suspenseful shit, we're usually roped in.
Yeah, like we're pretty easy to please in that way. And then we get to Justice League. Okay, now I will admit I did read a review or two online about it, so I had an idea about it before I read it, and I tried, and I didn't really mean to. I know you can't be like, what do you mean you didn't read to read? You didn't mean to read.
It feels like an episode of the cartoon, though, from back in the day. Like, it feels like an episode of that shit.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like a comic at all. It's like, they start out, there's this alien here for some reason, and no one could fucking scratch it and do a goddamn thing to it. And then out of nowhere, the Lantern and Superman come, and they just decimate the fucking thing. And then at the end of the comic, it's like, yeah, we're the Justice League. We protect stuff. That's it.
That's basically okay, spoiler. That's it in a nutshell. All right, that's basically it. There you go.
Like, nothing happens aside from what I said. Like, nothing. There's some cool little things, like the fact that it's like this scary looking bug thing. There's like these things that go on the people's heads, and it's like enslaving the human race. Like, whoop-de-doo, but that's like your typical Superman bullshit. Like, I don't, Justice League.
It's typical,
bullshit.
right? It's a typical. It's a fucking typical thing. God.
Like, why are they here? Why are any of them even here? What the fuck are they doing? Like,
dude, big aliens are big, especially alien bugs. They're just dumb. Big aliens are.
Why
dumb.
is there two lanterns?
Okay, well, there's two lanterns because one is like the new lantern. What's her name? Jessica, I think. She's
and then
new.
Whatever the fuck is happening with the Superman.
And then he's
Superman
another one. Yeah, I don't. Again, we'd have to. I don't read the Lantern Corps or the new Green Lantern. I'm just not into those. I mean, I could go back, but I got other shit I'm reading. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I really don't care. You did notice that the Flash did the same thing that August did. In that issue, he did the hands.
Yeah.
Cyborg. I want to make a note about Cyborg, and that is that he's progressively becoming kind of like endeared to me. Is that something? Because I never really knew. I only knew him from honestly, Teen Titans. Like, I didn't know much about. Okay, no. I shouldn't say that. I knew a little of him before that. Very little before Smallville, when he showed up in Smallville. Okay. Pretty underutilized in Smallville, but so were all the Justice League characters when they created the mini Justice League back then in that show, right? But Cyborg has been growing in my consciousness because I've been seeing him more. Not only have I seen him more, I've been seeing the things he can do, And he's really OP. Like, he's definitely a fucking OP character. But then again, so are all of the superheroes in
Which
DC.
is why it's giant human enslaving bugs that have to.
Because what the fuck else can you do, right? But like I said,
Which is why I feel like things like this shouldn't be a thing. They just shouldn't be a thing. Like,
yeah.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy, something like that is different because that's like, yeah, it's a lot of heroes, but they're all heroes that are made to be in a group. These are heroes that are not. They're not. It's just not how it works. Like, these are heroes that are made to have sidekicks and shit like that. Like, I don't know.
But now, do you have a problem? Do you have a problem with the Justice League in general, or that very specific thing that you're saying that you don't think that these characters specifically should be a team?
I mean, this comic in particular is definitely, but I don't know. Justice League as a whole is never been very interesting to me for this reason. Kind of like, I liked the show when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I don't think, was it called just Justice League or was it Justice League something? I don't remember.
It was just like I think it was Justice League. They're on Netflix now.
Yeah, they are.
And then
Netflix.
Justice League United,
United, yeah, something like that. Alliance.
There's two of them.
Like
I have them on my list. I actually want to watch them just for the sake of just fucking watching them. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it did have the scene where they were on the Watchtower and Batman's talking about Superman and they're upset that Superman's dead and what the fuck, and it's Justice League and Justice League Unlimited are the two.
Unlimited, there you go.
Yeah. Which, I watched Justice League War, and that was one of the ones I'm talking about. Cyborg was, like, really dope in that. You know what I mean? And, anyway. So back to the comic. So they're all, hey, are you okay? Diana's all upset about it, that he's gone, and they don't know who this guy is, and Batman's the forever pessimist, and I don't know about this guy. You know what I mean?
Batman is Sylvester Stallone all of a sudden.
He just turns into the right, exactly. There's not much more to say than that. If you like big, huge bug things and then running around trying to fucking do it, then great. Then you enjoyed this comic. I didn't like the premise. The writing was I wasn't a fan of the writing. I really wasn't. So what I want to do is, I will say I like the art. I kind of like the art. It reminds me of like older comics, colored with like colored now, like digital, but it's drawn like the old comics, like an adult comic. I don't even know what that means, but you know what I'm saying, dude? Does it make any sense?
Yeah, no, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? I like it. I like. They look like adults to me for some reason. I mean, not like others normally don't, but they just look like tall, imposing people. And I enjoy it. I don't know. The bug does look pretty dope, but again, it's a big giant fucking bug. So shut up. So I'm gonna go into a side note from this, and that's the incorporation of Superman. Okay, so now I'm reading Superman and I'm reading Action Comics, and I'm getting the stories, what's going on in there. And it's funny because I hadn't planned on reading Action Comics, but then I found out, that it's, it's inclusive. So, and I love Superman, so I figured let me get as much Superman as I can. I'm in it. I'm doing it. I started at the beginning of the new shit. Let's go. Let's do it. So, Superman, and I didn't realize this going into it, that he's a big part of what's happening, obviously, in all this, and the fact that he's the new Superman. Well, he's the old Superman. New old Superman, I think I like going with. Here's what I have about that, okay? Like I said, I like the inclusion of him in this. Obviously, that's what this is about, okay? Is can they trust him? Is he this? Is he that, right? But after reading, Superman, the new Action Comics, and then now this, I feel like he's getting too mopey. I feel like he's getting too much like, or he might be. Let's put it that way. He might be getting close to Zack Snyder's version of Superman from Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he has a bravado in this. He has this comic version right now that's out of Superman has the bravado, and the humanity that, Henry Cavill's character does not have. And I don't blame Henry Cavill. I blame Snyder because you need to fucking direct this guy better, you know? I just don't think there was a clear enough vision for that there. And I'm just afraid I don't want him to get there like that. And here's the real big difference. So there's a scene in the kitchen where he's being kind of mopey, right? And he's like, I don't know. And it happened in Action Comics as well. And it happened a little bit in Superman 2. I mean, Superman also, the comic, Rebirth, Superman Rebirth. I'm talking about all Rebirth here. And, but then he says, well, you know what? I'm fucking Superman. I'm going to go help. And then he goes and does it. And he doesn't bitch out or cry or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So there's the difference between Snyder's version and this version. And I hope they just keep it that way. And here's my other biggest gripe. And not that here's the gripe. Obviously it didn't have anything to do with what's happening in the universe. And I don't see how it can. Now, that's stupid for me to say. Right? I get it. I get that it's kind of dumb because it's not even the first issue yet. I get that, you know? And it's not like all the other ones are either, but I just feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm just being too hard on it. Don't forget, it is 0, dude. It is issue 0. And maybe they just had to get this out of the way. Maybe they just had to come up with a set piece issue to bring the new Superman in full force. Hey guys, I'm fucking Superman. Whether you like it or not, I will kick ass for you, for this team. Bada boom. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's basically what they did. I am going to give this comic a chance. I'm going to give it a chance. I could say the
same.
What?
I don't know if I could say the same in that respect.
No.
No. I mean, maybe, like if there's not enough to read when it comes out, but I don't know.
Which is most definitely not going to be the case. But
I just feel like it's, you know. Like,
yeah. Well, like I said, I'll give it another chance, and if it doesn't catch me by 1, maybe 2, we'll see. We'll see when it comes out next. If you're not going to read it, I might mention it.
I mean, I got some things you should be given a chance.
I know, and we're going to get there just momentarily. We're going to get there. All right. Yeah, so, you know, that last shot of all the heroes just being like, yay, we're the team of the world. Aquaman, stop. All right? I just got to tell you, Aquaman, just stop. I'm just over it. I'm over you, Aquaman. I'm over your face. All right, so...
It's like, oh, I can hear it. Oh, it's called a Reaper. Yeah, shut up.
I know. Shut your face. Shirk. All right, let's move on real quick to something that I wanted to talk about very briefly, and that is
spur of the moment,
free download. You get on Comixology, and it's the Colonel Corps, whatever. All right, this KFC propaganda comic. All right, we're just gonna talk about it real quick.
Which really made me want chicken.
Really made me want to get those 11 herbs and spices in my mouth.
All up in my grill area.
And my grill, out my butt, all at the same time.
Yeah.
Just legit. All right. If you guys haven't read it, it's free on Comixology. If you want to read a silly little thing, it's done by DC. It's multidimensional. Yeah, it's like all these different...
Full of one-liners.
Every character,
every box has a one-liner in it.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I actually kind
of
enjoyed
fun. It was fun.
It was fun
cool.
Because you knew what it was right from the get-go.
Yeah,
and I just like seeing all the different
art styles and different
not only art styles, but every multiverse, every universe came with, so it'd be like Earth 3, Earth 9, Earth 11, Earth 37, or some bullshit, right?
Yeah.
They all had a specific thing about them, so you know it's a multiverse, and it was great. And I enjoyed
I liked one thing I did like was how the Colonel was always close with Flash, and in the post-apocalyptic one, it was like he was like a cat. He was a cat or a dog.
It was
or something.
A dog. Yeah,
a jaguar or some shit. His name was like Barealin or some shit like that.
Yeah, it's fucking. And Colonel Sanders is a chicken.
Chicken, yeah, and he says Bach after everything.
Yeah, I mean that was cool. I was disappointed when it came to steampunk. I was like, oh yeah, this could be cool. It wasn't really. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it
wasn't.
It didn't do a lot there. But you know, then there was a teen. Then it was like the Teen Titan world. Teen Titans Go world, which was kind of cool, you know. And then they picked
I
up
really watched that show.
Well, I've seen it. I've watched it. I've watched it in the past.
I like the old Teen Titans show, man.
Well, my kids like it. My kids like Teen Titans Go. It's actually a really well written show. I'm not gonna lie. It's really funny. You know what I'm saying? You know how they have like jokes that it's a show where they have jokes for kids, but they're not really for kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Really funny show, though.
That's the case, I'll give it a shot. I like shows like that.
The timing. Listen, if you just want to pop something on just for fucking in the background or something, it's really funny. It's got really good timing, I think. You know, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And so this comic was fun. Check it out. Nothing great, but it was cool. A lot of different art styles going on. It was just fun. It was a quick little read. It's only like 19 pages. You know, 18, 19 pages. It's quick. It's easy. It's good. It's on Comixology. So having said that, why don't we move over to You Should Read? Right? What do you say? Let's head over to You Should Read. Okay, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go first. No, I'm going to go first. No,
you go first. You
want me to go first? All right. What am I reading? Well, I'll tell you this much. Let me go ahead and tell you this much. I grabbed a whole bunch of stuff to read, and I just can't stop reading stuff. All right. I mean, I really think you should start The Walking Dead. I know there's so much. If you can get your hands on like the first volume and start, obviously start there, but it's just I'm caught up now. I caught up, and it's just amazing, dude. It's so great. So there's that. I grabbed a bunch of comics, and I grabbed a comic called Weird Detective, and I started it briefly. Hold on, I'm just trying to get to the first page because I want to. It's written by who's it written by again? Oh yeah, it's written by Fred Van Lente, and it's really kind of cool. I'm halfway through the first comic. It looks like it's the first comic is regular price, but it's a double-sized issue. It's like 47, 48 pages. It's from Dark Horse, and it's about a cop who's an alien, but he's a cop, and he basically hunts down other aliens on the planet. And it's cool. It's cool. It's dope. It seems really cool. It's got an old style art style, what? I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's got an older looking art style. I don't know what that even means, but I like it. So there's that. I'm trying to think what else. I'm in the middle of Preacher. Oh, I also grabbed the first issue of Outcast because I want to start that because I want to start watching the show. Preacher is awesome. The show Saga, which I keep, we got to do a whole show on Saga.
Yeah, I really want to read that.
We really need to do like a whole show on Saga because Saga is just a whole episode is just God Almighty, is it good?
Yeah,
it's one of the best. It's so inspirational for me because it's like I don't know. It just freaking is. I picked up a couple other ones. 18 Days, Horizon just started out. So yeah, there's a bunch of shit that I'm gonna just kick off and read. Look, having comics in like a month. I feel like it's okay to have a bunch of comics in a month because if you're reading 10 comics, they don't come out until the next month for the most part, other than DC Rebirth, right? So
yeah,
it's
and
like,
even that's only twice a month.
But I mean, you're still reading that more often than the other stuff. But at least there's like, I mean, a month that's good. I don't mind if I've got 15 comics I'm reading at once. I kind of don't mind because my job, as a mailman, if I have downtime, 5 minutes here, there, I can open my app on my phone and just read through a comic, and it's just like. It's so great, and I don't know why I haven't been doing it, All right, so that's my spiel. So what about you? Come on, I know. Hit me, and I have a question for you.
Dude. Oh, man. Eternal fucking warrior, man. Like, I can't, dude, you don't understand. This comic right now is putting him up next to Batman in, my favorite
comic. And that is...
Dude, I'm going that far. It's just... It's just amazing. He rocks an axe and 2 fucking revolvers, or 1 revolver. Maybe I don't know. Sometimes he has 2, sometimes he only has 1.
Right.
But it's it's crazy because so you get like an old barbaric fighting style mixed in with like this cowboy shooting fighting style, and it's fucking amazing. And like I don't want to spoil anything that's going on right now because it's fucking awesome, and I just want you to read that shit. But like, dude, like okay, there's a part where there's a group of guys. There's like 10 guys just aiming guns at him, and one of them, I don't know why, but he dropped his gun. He's unarmed, and fucking so Gilead picks up the gun, throws it into the guy's hand, and he says, "I'll grant you one dignity. You'll all be armed when I kill you."
Yeah.
And he fucking just runs into them, and they're all blasting at him, and he's just decimates these fucking guys.
Yeah.
Like this is just like the best shit in the world right here. Like you really got to read this shit. And honestly, like I want to read more from Valiant Comics too, because they got this shit called Britannia starting in September. There's this 4001 AD like story arc that they have going. Yeah, and they have this shit called War Mother that looks really fucking cool. This Generation Zero shit looks really cool. Like these guys recently made a comeback, and it seems like they're like fucking thriving, man, big time.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking dope. I just want to ask you a question though. I'm halfway through book 1 of the Book of Death.
Book of Death, yeah.
I mean, should I finish Book of Death before I hit Eternal Warrior, or
I mean, like I don't know. Like I said, like Book of Death is what caught my eye with Valiant Comics, and I have to, and like I'll research it a little more, but I think that's kind of like what their comeback was too, like their big time comeback.
Yeah.
And for me, that was just the best way to like get a little introduction to all the characters. I mean, it kind of favors Gilead a little bit because he's the one protecting like the main entity of the story. But you know, it introduces you to everyone. There's like you know the little bios at the beginning of each comic, and you know you see like a different like 1 or 2 characters in each one. You see like Ninjak and Exo Man of War, and they're all really cool. And it just seemed like you know, like here's all these characters, now go choose one to like read the comics on, you know.
Yeah.
So. But you know, it's short. It's only 4 issues. Like it's cool to finish it because it is a really cool story. There's a lot of really cool art. A lot of really like shocking shit happens in it. But,
yeah, I think I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah.
I'll definitely get that. You know what it is? I'm sitting here thinking. You know how like someone tells you, oh, you got to watch this show. You got to check this show out, right? But you already know about it a little, and you're kind of like, I'm not in the mood for that. Like. That was with, like, say, like Breaking Bad, or right now with me and House of Cards on Netflix. Like, I'm just not into it right now. Like, I'm just not. I don't care about political stuff. I don't want to watch that. I know it's like everyone says. I know it's probably amazing, but I'm not there right now. Like, I'm not in the mood, the zone, the
I can't
mindset.
take anything political. That shit melts my brain. I hate
right.
it.
So, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm realizing I think that's the way comics are too, especially because there's so much out there. So, like right now, what's exciting me is the DC stuff, Saga, and kind of and I've just kind of been like veering towards more like science-y, space sciencey stuff like Saga, or like that there's a new one, Horizon, which has to do with like space and that type of shit. And I don't mean like, you know, like space exploration or anything. I just mean like it just takes place in there, like it's something in space. I mean like, and then like one-off things like Division. I don't know. It's like if it doesn't appeal to me immediately, I'm kind of like, I can always go back to it. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, I kind of feel like that about the Book of Death stuff and like Eternal Warrior.
But the Book of Death, there's a lot going on. There's a lot that is thrown at you.
Right,
Eternal Warrior is very easy to follow. It's quick to read. It's a lot more art than it is words. It puts a lot more into like, you know, drawing it out for you.
Right. How many issues? You know, you said
it's only 9 right now. Like,
so all right,
it'll take you no fucking time to read, especially if you're reading through Saga so fast.
So if I pick up issue 1, right, like it'll give me enough backstory.
I mean, yeah, issue like issue 1 and 2, like I think it's like the first 2 or 3. Like there's action in all of them, but they're like a little bit slower. And then once you get to like this first like big story, it's like this first major story arc. It's called Labyrinth.
Yeah.
Like once you get to that, it's like it's just fucking nuts.
Let me ask you this: does the Book of Death storyline, is that a prequel? Or is it...
Yeah, kinda.
Does it matter if I read that first? I don't know why I'm so caught up on reading that first, because...
It doesn't matter at all in this particular sense, because at least so far, there's no crossovers. You don't see any of the other characters or anything. It's like it's only him. You know, it's only him and his story. So that girl that he's like protecting and stuff
in Book of Death is kind of like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that stuff is not even that's not even mentioned. Maybe later it'll come up, but so far no. It's kind of giving you the whole backstory, because he's immortal and he dies and he constantly comes back to life.
So fucking long.
And every time he dies, he goes to like this heaven realm. That's he has his wife, and then I think it's each child that he had in each of his lifetimes.
Are there?
Because he's lived many lifetimes, and they all live there. And it's all like in this house in like the middle of the woods. Like it's beautiful. It's like it's his idea of heaven, basically. So cool. Like he goes there, and then he has to basically say to his wife, and he spends like one night there, and he has to basically say to his wife and his kids, I have to return. And then he has this whole like fucking layers of hell, like gauntlet demon fighting shit to go through to get back to the gate to Earth. And like, but he's so like valiant in his fight that it's like it doesn't matter to him, because he believes in protecting the Earth from evil shit over whatever pain he has to endure, and like the most gruesome of fucked up shit that you can imagine happening to somebody has happened to this guy, like in every single sense of the word.
Don't say anymore, because now you've kind of piqued my interest even more. So I'm definitely gonna have to.
Fine.
Then fuck Book of Death for now.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, it's a cool little introduction, but it's not important.
Yeah.
It's really
all right. So, lastly, I just want to mention as a quick mention, Batman: The Killing Joke, the movie. All right, I want to see it real bad. I don't know if it's out
apparently yet. Coming to theaters. I've heard.
No, but I saw like you could get the Blu-ray. I just don't know if it's available yet.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, The Killing Joke. Let's see, 2016. Is it? It's July 25th, 2016. So this month in theaters, July 25th.
Theaters, yeah. See, so it's okay.
Oh, dude, we definitely got to go see this thing.
Dude, yeah, we should go see it without a doubt.
We're definitely gonna go see this thing.
Yeah, dude, definitely.
All right, cool. All right, well there you go. There's my answer. Okay, so can't wait to see that. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on just that. Guys, we're gonna have a whole episode of Batman movies coming up. We're gonna get it done soon.
And I want to add in that I want to do animated too. I want to include animated.
It might be a part 1 and part. I think we're gonna do a part 1 and part 2, dude. Because there's a lot. I feel like we have a lot to talk about. Because if we're
only talking about Batman, if we're only talking about Batman though, and not all hero movies, I think
just Batman.
Yeah,
that episode will be just Batman. All right, then we're gonna have to, all right. So we got to talk about it, because we need to talk about whether we're gonna watch them all and then talk, or we're gonna go off our memory. Like we have to figure that out. But that's gonna be an episode, guys. A little update on my comic. All right, it's gonna be called Ronin Comics is the company that I'm gonna be basically publishing under, and the first comic I'm hope to have out by the end of the summer, maybe for like September be the first month I publish. It's going to be a web comic. I've already written the first, I guess, issue or month, I guess, if you want to call it. And I'm working on my backstory stuff. Again, this is an idea I've had for the past 20 years. So I'm kind of like culminating it all and putting it into, comic form. So that's going to be cool. Guys, if you want to get in touch with us, please do. Let us know what's up. Let us know what you guys are reading. Let us know what you guys think we should read, because I'm always looking for new stuff when I probably shouldn't, but I just am. Alec, not so much, but he will definitely give it a whirl. Alec doesn't want to get overburdened because, he just doesn't. So, so guys, check us out. TheComicsNoob, comics with an S. TheComicsNoob in front of that at Twitter. We're at Twitter, Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, whatever you're listening to this on. By the way, thank you for listening to it. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming down. Everyone who's been downloading on the website, it's TheComicsNoob.com. If you go to TheComicsNoob.com, you will get all archived episodes. If you're on SoundCloud and you listen to us and you want to get the back issues, whatever, go to iTunes or go to TheComicsNoob.com. Either one. Again, hit us up on Twitter. Leave comments on any of these places where you can listen to us. We're now in a bunch of places. This has been episode 7. Thank you so much for listening. I think we're catching a little more steam, man. I think we're getting a little more wind in our sails here. Seems like a few more people listening, and I really enjoy it. If you guys just start commenting and stuff, let us know what's going on. Let's enjoy this world here, and let me know. Again, always don't be afraid to correct me if I'm wrong, because I usually am, and I talk out my ass. No, not really. I try to be as up to knowledge, up to speed as I can. So, but I can do that with your guys' help. Anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. And anything else? Any last things? You can reach Alec at The Cult of Personality on Instagram.
Yes.
The Comics Noob is also on Instagram. And,
yes, it is.
And if you didn't know, Alec and I both run the Comics Noob Instagram, so there's stuff.
Yeah.
Most of the pops, actually, I think all the pops on there right now are from his collection. I have yet to put mine up. But we will, each just put up pictures.
I love taking pop pictures.
They're so cool. So follow us over there on that. I think that's really the only main thing you use, right?
Yeah, I mean, I use Twitter occasionally, like Facebook a little bit, but it's really only Instagram.
It is, right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's it, guys. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys listening. And I think that's it. That's the show. So another one in the bag, as they say, or as I just said. Anyway, all right. So we're done. All right. Peace out.
Yeah.